Yes, welcome back to the show. Time now for Aisling Larkin to take over the Six Kitchen. And you've already got a bit of a start on this.
Yes. So we're doing a gorgeous Thai coconut salmon curry. Now, if you're at home and you don't like salmon, you're thinking, oh, I wouldn't eat that. Chicken. This, like, swap in chicken. If you're doing veganuary, swap in sweet potatoes, chickpeas, peppers, and we already have your courgettes, a couple of aubergines. So it's the principle of how to make a really quick curry that's not overly spicy. I think sometimes we have this mentality curry can be so spicy and so hot. This isn't. This is lovely, suitable for it. There's a little bit of sweetness to it, actually. So what I have is my salmon first. I bought a side of salmon. I like this because you can kind of cut it into your own size portions. So rather than having maybe 2 big portions, you can kind of get 3 smaller portions. So again, you know, I talk about this flexitarian lifestyle. So it's not about restricting anything. It's not about giving up anything, but it's just about eating the best quality meat and proteins you can get, but a little bit less of them. You know, and bulk it out with the veg. And that's exactly what we're doing. Slightly less salmon, lots more veg. So we're not missing out on anything. So I'm going to fry the salmon, skin side down on the pan. Hear that sizzle?
Yeah.
That's what you want. When your salmon goes on, that lovely, and that's going to crisp up the skin. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook it for about 3 or 4 minutes on this side, flip it over, brown the other side, and then the rest of it poaches in the beautiful curry sauce that we're going to make.
As it poaches, will it break up?
No, and that's why you leave it in. If I had to cut that, you know, like if I was doing chicken curry, I'd cut into little, you know, chunks, bite-sized pieces. The salmon would flake away into nothing. Something like cod would do the same. Monkfish would hold together a bit better, so that's why leave it in your fillets. And again, even visually from eating, you understand I'm getting a full piece of salmon here. So it kind of makes your brain feel I'm getting a full big dinner here. So it's a little bit of psychology as well and trickery. I started my onions a little while ago and I was explaining to you the importance, and this is one thing when we cook at home we don't do often enough. We don't cook our onions and our garlic long enough and slow enough. Look at the colour of those. They're this deep golden brown colour. That's the sweetness. That's the flavour coming out of those onions.
Well, we spoke about this before. You'd be afraid of burning the garlic because that can destroy the dish.
Yeah, so I put these, so this hob goes from 1 to 9. These have been on 3 to 4 for whatever we've had, 22 minutes.
Oh, right.
And that's how long.
I get too impatient for that. I'm always like,
I know,
starving or I don't have much time in the evening.
Everybody's the same. Everybody's the same. So what I would say is just get the onions and the garlic out first. Get them in the pan and then busy yourself doing all your other little bits. And just even like if it's a, you know, beef stroganoff or curry, a spaghetti bolognese, whatever it is, pop it in. So into that I've added a jar of red curry paste. I haven't made my own, just bought a jar, popped it in. And again, I'm keeping this quite mild, so I've added about 2 tablespoons and a half, 2. Go more if you like it more spicy. That's the simplest equation possible. Into that then, I'm going to put my coconut milk. There's always the debate about full-fat coconut milk, low-fat coconut milk. Coconut milk is high in calories. Like, don't trick yourself into thinking it's any better than cream or... It's not. If you wanted to go really low-fat with this, you could put in Greek yogurt. But don't put it in at this stage, put it in the end. But my philosophy here is we're getting in loads of veggies, we're getting in loads of whole grains. You know, this sauce...
hang on, is it not lower in calories than full cream?
Very mildly. There's not a huge difference. People assume coconut milk is really low in calories, and it's not.
It just has the flavour.
Yeah,
well,
sorry.
It's like when you said that about quinoa as well, that it's not particularly a healthier substitute for white rice.
I'm going to tell you about that now, actually,
no,
in 1 second. For brown rice. For couscous.
For couscous,
so it is for couscous, yeah. So what I want to do is I want to balance out the spice and the heat, okay? So we have to have your sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and your umami, okay? So the umami is going to come from the beautiful good fats in the salmon. And into my sauce there, I put a little bit of sugar, tiny little pinch of sugar, and I put a tiny pinch of fish sauce. So fish sauce has that sourness and that saltiness. You could add a little bit of soy sauce into this if you wanted. So you can even see the colour is quite mild, you know, it's not a really dark colour. Into that then, as it cooks, I have my beautiful courgettes. As I said, they've got that lovely char, they've got that lovely little bit of extra colour. I'm going to pop those in at this stage. So it is an extra step, but what I would do is double duty. Cook a double batch of those courgettes, have them, put a little bit of olive oil over them, a little bit of parmesan, top them in a pesto pasta salad. I actually have a gorgeous pesto recipe. My low-fat pesto recipe is on my Instagram, and it's beautiful, really, really nice. I'm putting green beans in, tender stem broccoli. So you've got all your veg, and this is, I think this is the approach we need to take to health.
Have you blanched them, or are they just going in as they are?
You know what? For the purposes of tonight and for us, I did actually blanch them ahead, just to soften them up a little bit. If you had time, you could. Or if you were low on time, that's what I would do. Plunge them into boiling water for a couple of minutes. If you were low on time, just pop them in, or if you've plenty of time, pop them in and let them cook in the sauce. But I actually, just for tonight, I did, yeah. This is the beautiful salmon, the colour on that. So this is what it looks like when it's browned off and it's fully cooked through. Now, again, at home, I would let it cook through in the sauce, but for us, for tonight, I'm going to pop it in here. So I've popped one in, we're going to pop the second one in, and that is as simple as your curry. Like, there's nothing...
That looks like you put paprika or something on it, but you didn't. That's just the salmon
That's the beautiful colour of the salmon.
Yeah.
It's a really lovely quality salmon, and it's really nice. And all that was just browned off in the pan, just to give it a little bit of colour first. Let that cook away, and then the grains, okay? So, what I have is a combination. Oh, by the way, I was using a spray oil.
Ah, yeah.
So it
very
controls
healthy.
the amount of oil that goes in. I have cooked off my beautiful quinoa. So I have 3 flavours of quinoa in here, 3 colours, black, red and white. Into that I'm putting my brown rice. So again, it's a simple swap from your white rice to your brown rice. Quinoa, higher in protein. So it has about 8 grams of protein per cup. Brown rice has about 4 grams of protein per cup. Per cup, calorie versus calorie, you're about 220 calories each. So there's not much of a difference calorie-wise, but they've higher in protein, and fibre-wise is about 5 or 6 grams per cup. So in comparison to white, already you're getting more protein in, fuller for longer, more fibre. So it's really, really good. And then into that, I've taken raw broccoli, blitzed it up in my NutriBullet, and I'm going to stir my raw broccoli through that. Have you ever eaten raw broccoli?
Chock-a-block full of goodness.
You've got about a minute left.
Yeah, that's fine. So the broccoli, it has that lovely nutty flavour. So it's really nice raw. Season it up, a little bit of salt. I forgot my sea salt. Toss that around. And there you have your greens. Again, make a double batch of that and have it with your salad. Here's one that's already made. Simple as serve it up. So you've got your beautiful warm grains with your broccoli through it. And like I said, that even with a bit of cooked chicken through it for your lunch the next day. So be clever about it. Look at this curry. It looks so
amazing.
good. You've got all the beautiful vibrant green colours. And guys, that's it. It's made in minutes, but so incredibly flavoursome. And again, it's about more veggies, good fats, protein, all of the good stuff. And there you have a really wholesome, quick midweek dinner.
That looks absolutely
It really does look great.
gorgeous.
And you've got lunch the next day sorted as well.
Yeah,
with what's left.
Exactly.
It's a
The
great
leftovers
way
are the
to
best
encourage
part.
people
A little
to,
garnish of
eat more
spring
fish.
onion and red chilli, and that's it. It's all set.
Yum. Thank you
Aisling
for
Larkin,
that, Aisling.
thank you so much.
You're very
Gorgeous.
welcome, guys.
That is all we have time for tonight. A massive thank you to all of our guests and to Aisling for the lovely food that I can't touch.
We're back tomorrow with consumer expert Conor Pope and a special performance from singer Aoife Scott. Until then, look after yourselves. Have a nice Tuesday night. Bye-bye.
See ya.